Hey everybody, Jeff here, Eastex ADV. Hey, I'm really excited about today's video. I have finally decided I'm gonna pull the trigger and do a little bit something different with the headlight on the EXC500 that I picked up in December. I'm gonna try a relatively new product from Cyclops that is called the Trailboss. Now they make it in two versions. They make the Trailboss and they make the Trailboss Pro. What is it? What makes it different than a lot of the other lights out there? Well, we'll go over that a little bit, but first let's get this thing unboxed so I can actually show you some of the real cool features of this light compared to the others. Anyway, don't go anywhere. We'll get her pulled out of the box and we'll dive into it. All right, now before we go ahead and we install the Cyclops insert, the Trailboss, into the bezel, I really wanted to take this time to show you the adjustability of this thing. This is just amazing, the amount of adjustability that this light actually has. So before we put it in the bezel, I want to show you because we can get a lot better view of the components of the light. So you have your frame, which is made out of a Kevlar nylon material. It is supposed to be extremely strong. Anybody that has messed with Kevlar blends knows that they are phenomenal as far as strength goes. And they offer a huge reduction in weight. I did weigh this light. This light was 1 pound, 2 ounces. Complete the way you see it. So it is an extremely light as well. I really want to go over one of the other key points of this insert before we put it in so you can get a better view of it, and that is the adjustability. This light has an insane amount of adjustability where each light is independently adjustable, as is the frame. So to get that adjustment, you would loosen 2 bolts on each side, and that allows you, check this out, this is really cool, this allows you to adjust the top light by rocking it back and forth. See how this frame moves with the top light? Now this bottom light rolls up and down. So you get an infinite amount of adjustability for this light, which is crazy. Like I said, most lights you only can adjust the bezel, so wherever you point the beam is where you point the beam. That's what you're going to get, that's what you're stuck with. This right here really opens up a lot of different adjustment possibilities for the type of writing you do and what you like to see when you're having to use your headlights. We're going to go ahead, we're going to get it put into the bezel. It's real easy. It's basically the same as it goes in the opposite way that you took the other one out, and you still use the factory fasteners, top and bottom. I went ahead and I changed out the bottom for a nut and a bolt with a nylon lock nut on it, just because I wanted to make sure once I got this in here, this adjustment did not move. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and get it installed into the bezel, and we will go over a few of the features as far as beam patterns, wattage, voltage, how many lumens this bad boy has, and so forth when we get back. So a few things I really want to go over real quick is, as far as installing this thing, be really careful because these screws, they go right into nylon, similar to the plastics on your tank. You don't really want to over tighten these. And also on this, I put this washer here. You may have to come back and trim the inside of your mask right here a little bit if you decide to go this way, so that the washer will fit right up against this part of the bracket. anyways, that was all for that. All right, let's go ahead and go over more of the specifics on the lights themselves. The bottom light is a 10 and a 20 degree setup, offering a semi-spot and a flood combo. The top light is more of an all-around combo beam pattern as well. So what that means is your bottom light is going to be more of your spotlight. It is 3,000 lumen. It has about a draw of 28 watts, and that is going to be what throws your light out in a focal point on the trail. This light operates off of the low beam circuit on your motorcycle, so that's why I consider this your low beam. Now the top beam, like I said before, this is going to be your all-around combo pattern. This light offers a 40 degree beam pattern. It's going to be more of your floodlight. So it's going to light up a broad area that this one doesn't. This light right here is 5,000 lumen, and the two together are a draw of about 55 watts. Now this light I call the high beam because it operates, of course, off of the high beam circuit from your bike. So together, when they're running high beam, they're both going to be illuminated. When you're only on the low beam, of course, only the bottom light will be illuminated. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to get it on the bike, and we'll get it all adjusted up. So you want to find your headlight wires and your key switch wires. I'll probably get this wrong. There we go. A good time to probably check and make sure your connections here are good and free and you don't have any corrosion going. Bam. That's all there is to it. So what I'm going to do is roll it up here. Oh, here. You got to make sure we're ready to go. So make sure you do your wire, because when you're going to adjust it, you need everything put together like it needs to be. Sorry guys, I think I got a little bit of a cold going. Alright, now remember you got these tabs on the bottom here that go into your fender. What I would do is I would go ahead and just set it like you would. Okay, just like that. Now, you don't have to fasten the rubbers down as long as you can get it set. As long as you can get the mask set down to where you want it, just pull back on it a little bit so the mask is sitting about where it's going to be when you got your rubbers. But I mean, it's real easy to do if you wanted to. Take the extra second. Boom, there's one. So there we go. So what we're going to do now is we'll go ahead and get this adjusted. Remember, we left these loose so that we can adjust it. So let's go ahead and we're going to go over adjustment real quick. A good starting reference would be, you want to shine this light out to where it's not hitting the fender. You want it kind of straight out, because this is going to be your distance. This one's going to be your broad spectrum to fill in. So this is going to be your focal point. This is going to be your fill light, if that makes any sense, okay? So this one you're going to get way down the trail. This one's going to be more for around you in the front of you. We'll get her started up and we'll get her adjusted out. But once you get everything set, you'll go ahead and pull your mask, tighten up those 4 bolts on the inside of the mask on the insert, and man, you're good. You're good to go. Now let's see how she works. So key on, and again, if anybody has any suggestions on a key relocator switch, man, I'm all ears. I'm looking for one, and I just don't know of who really makes one. So let's see what we got here. All right, I'm gonna turn this because I ain't happy with that. There we go. How about that? Is that better, guys? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and fire her up. All right, so let's see. Is it 100% plug and play? Low beam. Woo, that baby's high. And high beam. Not bad. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go kill the light so we can adjust it. We have the bike about 20 feet from my garage door, my shop door. We're gonna bring it right about, I don't know. So what we're doing is, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn the camera around real quick, guys, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So you can see where the low beam pattern is. We're gonna bring it up so it's a little bit off the floor right there. See how that's right at the base of the door, but the main focal point is in the middle, kind of right there. Now, the cardboard I was telling you, you're going to go ahead and you're going to cover that bottom light, because once you hit the high beam, you really can't set where that's going to be. So I'm going to cover that bottom light. While holding this light right here, I'm going to bring this one down to match it. So that's going to fill you out. Now be careful because that one will move. There we go. This is the hardest part of this install, is getting the lights where you want it. So there's your low beam semi-spot, which is going to throw that distance. That is your high beam that is going to give you the fill. So that is about where I like it. You can hear me. So what I am going to do is I will tighten everything up. And we have a big ride called the Arkansas 500 this coming weekend. And that will be the true test, and I will be sure I add some footage on this bike in real world situation, on the trail, doing some single track, doing some Forest Service roads at speed. Anyway, I just want to say thanks for watching. If you haven't had a chance yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for future notifications, and as always, be safe.